What can you do, Nichelle? It ain't like you can control who your sister's friends with. Watch me. You have a secret weapon in all of this anyway. Oh, do I? Devontae's wife. You know, the woman you always manipulated when the two of you were together? I want you to imagine what it will be like if you lose everything you hold dear because Ben couldn't leave the past in the past. I think that's when you'll truly get it. Bye, Wanda. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. Only because I'm curious about what you think you could offer me. Are you going to help bring positive hype to my runway? That's not exactly why I'm here. Well, if you're here to ask me about the fake photo and fake recording, then you can turn around and go back to where you came from because I have no comment. Mrs. Mitchell, I'm not here to question your company or your character. The reason why I'm here is to see if you would like to take part in the documentary about Elvira. Hey, Ulissa. You good? All right, Essidor. What on earth am I doing meeting you in your office at your family's company? Like I told you, it was an emergency. I sure wish that you were specific. Since you're here, I'll get right to the point. I need you to make sure that your husband doesn't cancel my event at Theodosius's palace. This sure makes my day a bit more interesting. I never thought I would ever see you ever step foot into my office. Surprise. What are you doing here, Ben? Do you have any legal advice from me? That's not why I'm here, Udell. Wanda told me how you agreed to help us find out who's been sabotaging her. Is that why you're here? What I came to speak to you about is Elvira's diary. I heard that a documentary is being made about Elvira. This whole time, I've been wondering when or if I'd be approached. You can stop wondering because the day has finally come. I apologize that you had to wait all of this time. Since you've been waiting for someone to reach out to you, does that mean you're willing to take part in the documentary? That's not what it means at all. I don't think having me in this documentary would be a good idea. I'm fine. Glad I ran into you, though. I wanted to ask you some more questions about the Bible. I've actually read a bit of it. You have? That's amazing, Ulissa. I was reading that people could get new bodies. What do you think those new bodies would look like? That's not the sort of question I expected you to ask. To be honest, I'm not sure about how the new bodies would exactly look. All I know is that the new bodies would be perfect. But that won't happen until after the rapture. The what? When God takes up born again Christians out of the earth? I don't know when that's going to happen though. Even if the rapture happens in our lifetime or not, the best thing to do today is to get right with God. But why do you seem more concerned about having a new body? Just curious. I'm going to get ready to go to class. Talk to you later, Vanessa. I think it's time for the two of us to have a real conversation. Hi? I didn't say we were gonna talk friendly. I saw you talking to my sister, and that's the last time you're gonna speak with her. What did you do, Essidor? I didn't do anything. In fact, Gianni's to blame and your husband is punishing me for my brother's actions. Okay, what did Gianni do? That's not important. What's important is that I have my event held at Theodosius's palace. Why can't you just hold the event somewhere else? You literally live there, Isabel. Don't you know by now that the hotel your family owns is the hottest spot in town? I knew I was right. Right about what? You're not using this scholarship to help nursing students or to honor Elvira. This is nothing more than a scheme to put you in the position to be the next in line to run your family's company. Don't you think that I'm the last person you should be talking with when it comes to anything Elvira related? Not at all. Your feelings for her were real, weren't they? That was a long time ago, Ben. I'm a married man with a daughter. You weren't always a husband and a father. 20 years ago, you were a teenage boy in love with a girl. You spoiled her, took her to fairs, and allowed me to tag along. On weekends, you would take her to the mall to watch movies and buy her anything she set her eyes on, as if I'm in need of a history lesson. As for the diary, I haven't thought about that book in years. It remains in that time just like my relationship with Elvira remains in that time. Except the diary is only lost in time. Is there a difference? A major difference. Did you know that Elvira's diary has been lost? Why wouldn't it be a good idea? Elvira was your best friend, and her case has gone unsolved for 2 decades. As if I'm not aware. Look, Quinlan, my business is at a rough patch right now with the fake AI image and recording of me. I don't want anything negative attached to my brand. Don't you think that speaking on this documentary would help your brand? It will show the public that you genuinely cared about your best friend. I don't need to prove to the public about how much I cared about Elvira. No interview or appearance in some documentary will make anyone understand the bond that Elvira and I had. Do you think I'm willing to risk the public thinking that I'm taking part of this documentary to help my reputation rather than seeing my best friend get justice? Your fears are valid, but I want you to know that I'll do my absolute best to make sure that the public doesn't have those thoughts. I won't even mention the fake photo or recording. I've made up my mind. You can leave now. Are you deaf or do you not speak English? Nichelle, I don't know what your issue is with me, but I'm not going to stand here and let you disrespect me. Oh, yes, you will, because you disrespected my sister. I've never once disrespected Ulissa. You think telling people that they're going to hell is respectful? You've got it all wrong. Are you saying that Ulissa lied to me? Because I know my sister, and she'd never do that. Were you paying attention to what Ulissa told you? I told her that I didn't want her going to hell, and that repenting and putting her faith in Jesus Christ alone is what will get her into heaven, a gift offered to anyone. I didn't come to you to hear you preach to me. I don't care what you believe, but I don't want you shoving it down my sister's throat. I had no idea that the diary ever went missing. When did this happen? I'm positive that it went missing not long after Elvira passed. All this time, I thought that the police department were in possession of it. To my surprise, they were never able to obtain it. I had to be 100% sure, so I asked a police buddy of mine to look into some sort of files, but they came up with nothing. Clearly, you're obsessed with finding this diary. How come? Because I don't want something of my aunt's to remain missing. And what does this have to do with me? You were Elvira's boyfriend. Well, you were her boyfriend before you dumped her for cheating on you. How do you know about that? The more important question is if you knew who her lover was. Elvira took that secret with her to the grave. Before your relationship crumbled, do you think that there's a possibility that Elvira placed this diary somewhere else? She never even told me where she kept the diary when she was alive. Whether she misplaced it, I have no idea. Thanks for speaking with me, Udell. Have a great rest of your day. Once again, you think the worst of me. Are you saying that I should just lose my venue over something my brother did? What I'm saying is that I'm too grown to be some sort of peace offering between you and Devontae, my husband. I haven't forgotten who he is to you. Good. Don't forget it. In fact, I did this to myself. I wasted precious time coming to meet you, and I should have known that it wasn't an emergency like you claimed. Devante is the man I chose as a door. Whatever issues are between the two of you, I'll choose my husband every single time. I'm not scared of you, Nichelle. If I were you, I'd adjust that. Well, you're not me. On top of that, I don't shove my faith down Ulysses' throat or anyone else's throat. I just speak the truth to anyone who will listen. Most of all, you don't dictate who your sister is friends with. If Ulysses wants me out of her life, I want to hear it from her. I'll make sure to give you exactly what you ask for. Thanks for reminding me that those years we spent together meant nothing to you. My pleasure. Take note, Isidore. My vows to Devante actually meant something. Maybe you should focus on being the sort of man who sticks to his word. Isabel, you're the last person to lecture me about taking vows seriously. Wanda is adamant about not taking part in this documentary. Did she tell you why? She claimed that she didn't want it to bring bad publicity to her company. I get that, but I feel like there's something deeper to it. Like what? There's something that she's keeping. Something that she doesn't want to come to light.